Maraming salamat po, Boss Rick. Thank you for that surprising introduction. Anyway, a pleasant morning to everyone. Is this the same group of people last time? It's hard to recognize you without the frilled dresses. Allow me to acknowledge our special guests and selfless ANSLI members who made today's event a success. To our guest of honor and speaker a while ago, si Mayor Agnes Tolentino, who incidentally has already left. To our fearless leader, ANSLI President Colonel Ricardo Nolasco Jr. To our BSP representatives, Mr. Santos, Mr. Panao, and Ms. Opilada, to the trustees and officers of the NASDAQ Savings and Loans Associations present here today, to my kumare and punong abala, future forever organizer, Ms. Mila Asansa, and to her team for organizing the 27th ANSLI Convention. At syempre, sa ilaw ng aking buhay, ikaw yun, boss. Ikaw yun. Attorney Tin Sipin at sa mga anak ko, kung nandito ho sila, magandang umaga. To the outgoing officers of ANSLI, congratulations for a job well done. And we all thank you for your service. To the incoming officers, whomever you may be, good luck in your endeavor to lead this alliance. Indeed, you have big shoes to fill. But I would like to beg the indulgence of the leadership of ANSLI and you, the members, if I can veer away from the theme of this year's convention and instead discuss an important matter that will affect the future of this alliance and its members. It is something very close to my heart and something that I believe every person here should take seriously. A little over 2 years ago, I stood before you in Clark, Pampanga, seeking support for our bid in the 2016 national elections. It was then that I saw in your eyes the need for representation in Congress. In your eyes, I saw the dreams and aspirations of each of your members and the consequences if we failed. I stood there trying to motivate this very same body into supporting our cause. But as I stand here today, I have come to realize that it was the other way around. That it was I who drew motivation from each of you and all those that rely on your leadership. It was from that moment and in that instant that I realized that I had and still have a very big responsibility towards you. Mga kababayan, I will not stand here and pretend that I know all of your problems. Nor will I tell you that I have all the answers to the industry's woes. What I will do though is to promise that I will be there to listen to all the inputs and concerns regarding savings and loans associations and to find the best legislative and legal ways to alleviate these problems. We are at a crisis. Our industry is under attack by over-restrictive regulations, by unfair interpretation and implementation of existing policies, and by influential people that seek the demise of our industry. It was not too long ago that no less than our President, Colonel Nolasco, called and informed me that there was a move in Congress to abolish the authority to automatically deduct loan collections due from members who work in government. Do you realize that this single piece of legislation could bring about the downfall of the entire industry? The authority of savings and loans associations to implement an automatic payroll deduction is the core reason why an association sustains its existence and thrives even in the most difficult of economic environments. I know that we are unanimous in our stand that automatic deduction authority is the lifeblood of this industry. In the same manner that the power of the government to to collect taxes is the lifeblood of this nation. Without the ability to do this, our collection rates would fall, and savings and loans associations will be forced to classify outstanding loans as bad debts for those who have evaded their obligations. With impaired collections, how can this industry survive? Remember that the pressure to enact a law on the non-automatic deduction does not only pertain to savings and loans in associations of government employees, but this is also a trial run for the private sector as well. If we allow oppressive legislation like this to sneak past us, savings and loans associations will be forced to implement more stringent guidelines for the grants of loans. In this case, what will differentiate us from ordinary banks? Isn't it that our industry was founded on the notion that there must be an easier way to secure loans as compared to going to banks? Isn't it that membership and security afforded by automatic salary deduction of members is the barest minimum requirement for the approval of a loan from a non-stock savings and loans association? If we are just the same as a bank in this regard, I again pose the question to this body: what differentiates us from a bank? Why not just call it Air Material Wing Bank? Or why not call it AF Bank? Boss, we receive deposits and grant loans to our members. But if it is just the same as a bank, then why become a member of a savings and loans association? Well, now, going back to the phone call of Colonel Nolasco, upon hearing that upsetting news, I got in touch with the Committee on Appropriations Chairman, Congressman Carlo Nograles, and we had a meeting. And in that meeting, I asked the committee to keep an open mind on our stand to retain such authority. I have to tell you that the non-stock savings and loans industry is getting a lot of attention in the legislative branch. Katulad doon na sinabi kanina ni Colonel Nolasco and the figures he presented, bakit hindi talaga tayo titingnan? Our industry is a very viable one, something na napag-iinteresan rin ng ibang mga industriya. But going back to it, we all have to thank Congressman Nograles for his resiliency against pressure from fellow legislators to include the non-automatic deduction of loans in the General Appropriations Act. Ladies and gentlemen, let us wake up to the reality that there are people in Congress who mean to prejudice our rights. If it is not clear enough to you, I personally read a Viber thread from members of the House of Representatives wherein one legislator said that if it is the last thing that he or she will do as a congressman, it will be the removal of automatic deductions of savings and loans associations. Since our unsuccessful bid in 2016, I have continued to keep the best interests of this industry at heart and speak up whenever the issues that directly affect our industry are tackled in Congress. In the face of the crisis that is looming, we must find active participation, active representation for our industry. We need people in Congress who are genuinely concerned about the welfare of this industry. People who put the interests of non-stock savings and loans associations above everything else. But more importantly, people who are not afraid to speak in order to fight for the rights of our members for a better life and a more prosperous future. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that the roots of this industry are noble in nature. Paluwagan, bayanihan, pagtutulungan. These are the key features of non-stock savings and loans associations. And if we adhere to the changes that Congress wants to implement, then the core existence of SLIs is extinguished. It is in this regard that I again humbly accept the challenge of being one of the nominees of the CONSLA party list. The honor and privilege is mine to represent each one of your associations and all of your members in our bid to seek representation in the legislative department. Although the road ahead will be difficult, I am comforted by the fact that I'm not going to be alone in this fight. My fellow nominees are all more than capable individuals that bring different assets to the table. Together with you, the officers and board of the individual savings and loans in associations that constitute ANSLI, I am sure that we can achieve our goal. Now, not being a part of the leadership of any existing savings and loans association has put this representation in a position that has both its pros and cons. Since I am not an officer like you guys, I may not know all the problems that plague your associations. I may be unaware of the decorums and sensitivities that are required of officers. But at the same time, not being in a leadership role allows me to be free and unhindered. Hayaan niyong ako ang magsabi ng mga hindi niyo kayang sabihin. At hayaan niyong ako ang bumatikos sa mga hindi niyo kayang batikusin. I have nothing to lose here, folks, but the world to gain for this industry. Friends, as I look to the future, I see a partnership between your industry and this representation. One where you, as management of your individual savings and loans associations, run them with the best interests of your members at heart, and with me and CONSLA party list championing your causes. We are at a crossroads, ladies and gentlemen. Will we succumb to the crisis that befalls us? Or will we as a whole, as one family, say that we will fight the good fight? That we will not go quietly into the night? Hello? Sorry. That we will not go quietly into the night and watch this pillar of society crumble. Let us move together to save this industry and fight for our members. Now, failing to attain our goal of representation in Congress this time around will not result in the immediate closure of savings and loans associations. But when the time comes, and mark my words, it will come if we do not achieve our goal, that you have to turn away your members, you will all look back on this day and you will ask yourself, could I have stopped the closure? Could I have stopped the demise of this industry? And I assure you that the answer will be a resounding, I could have done more. Friends, in order to address this crisis, we must all work together. Your candidates cannot do this. We, your candidates, cannot do this by ourselves. I appeal to each one of you here. Tulungan nyo kami upang makatulong kami sa lahat ng miyembro ninyo. As members of the board and officers, you have the responsibility, nay, the duty, to perform all acts that will benefit those you mean to lead. This is necessary. Ang laban na to ay kailangan. Supporting CONSLA's bid is safeguarding not just your members' deposits, but your very own livelihoods as well. The fate of this industry is your fate too. We all have a stake in this, whether as a trustee, an officer, an employee, or as a member. I appeal to each one of you to take this seriously. I hope that you all realize the urgency of the situation we find ourselves in and ask that you join us in this fight. I plead that you make your members aware of our crisis and the only viable solution to this crisis, and that is to elect a party list that is truly their own. To have a party list that will speak for them. A party list that they can approach in times of need. Mga kababayan, napakaswerte ho ng members ng Manila Teachers. Meron ho silang isang tagapagsalita, meron ho silang isang taong matutuunan sa oras ng pangangailangan. At dapat rin ho ang ating mga members ay ganun din. We too must have a party list that they can approach in times of need. A party list that can ensure that the funds allocated for our members truly reach them. Mga kababayan, 30 million pesos a year, minimum. 90 million pesos in one term for one congressman. And that's 270 million if we have 3 congressmen from the ANSLI party list. This is the amount that they can access in terms of medical, financial, burial assistance, scholarship grants in TESDA, and in private tertiary institutions to poor but deserving children of our members, and livelihood programs that can support their daily needs. The founders of this industry were not well-off people. They were ordinary people that just wanted to help each other out. I hope that we can follow the lead of the founding fathers of this industry and take it a step further. Those who have less in life should have more in law. Na ang ating maliliit na miyembro sa oras ng kanilang pangangailangan ay dapat nararamdaman ang mas mataimtim na pagmamahal ng ating gobyerno sa pamamagitan ng kanilang party list. What you do from now until election day in May 2019 will have a direct bearing on your Savings and Loans Association. I have always lived my life with a single motto that I think is appropriate considering the crisis that our industry faces. What I do now will echo throughout time. I pass this on to each of you here present and challenge you. Will you be bystanders in this fight? Or will you actively participate to save the noble idea that is the Non-Stock Savings and Loans Association? Will you watch as history unfolds, or will you be part of history? In seeking representation for our industry, it is my firm belief that if we work together towards this common goal, we will achieve it this time around. Let us give it our all and give it our best shot. Nakakasigurado ako na dahil sa ating magandang relasyon at pagkakaibigan, makakamit natin itong hangaring ito. Together, we are strong. Kung ba sa inumin, tayo ay San Miguel Beer, iba ang may pinagsamahan. And as I end this message, I ask the Lord Almighty to guide us in all our actions so that they may be for the common good. And I leave you with this thought. Mga kaibigan, sa mga kamay ninyo, inilalaga ko ang kapakanan ng mahigit 1 milyon nating mga miyembro at ng kanilang mga pamilya. Good luck to us all. I know that together we can do this. We must move as one family. Dapat tayo maging parang mga maya na paglumipad ay sama-sama. Again, I hope that we can work closely together towards this common goal of legislative representation. Mabuhay ang non-stock savings and loans industry. Mabuhay ang CONSLA party list. At mabuhay ang haligi na maliliit nating kababayan, ang ANSLI. Maraming salamat po and have a a good day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Attorney King Collantes. May we request you to please stay on stage as we